כל השנה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא. בעזרת השם, learning הלכות of the Doraita, the two mitzvot are those that are הלכות. Mitzvah number today is the 17th Kislev. Mitzvot are sponsored לעילוי נשמת מאיר הלוי בן מרדכי ואסתר. בעזרת השם, and also לרפואה שלמה לכל עם ישראל ובכללם לחיה בת לאה. Anybody wants to sponsor, you know how to reach out. Mitzvah number to discuss today, mitzvah 121 and 132. 131. Let's start from there. Mitzvot haramat adeshen. We are obligated to remove ashes from the previous day from the altar. We're talking about mizbeach hazahav, the ones that inside that in the Kodesh Kadoshim over there. We have a golden altar, and from there the Kohanim are bringing the Ktoret as they're burning it. There is ashes left over, so the Kohanim are obligated every day to remove the ashes. Shiasira kohen adeshen b'chol yom v'yom me'al hamizbech. Constantly, every day, the kohen has to remove the ashes. V'zeu shenikra trumat adeshen. And this is called trumat adeshen. Trumat doesn't mean truma that we understand. Giving the trumat. Truma means trumat, erasing away the ashes. Shaheta said b'chol yom. It was done constantly every day. This mitzvah, as it says in the Vayikra, the 6th chapter, pasuk gimel. V'labash kohen midobad. Right, he is to dress appropriately. He has to dress appropriately. The kohen has to dress just for that. Avoid it. He has to put on special clothes of that clothes. Again, the same clothes that he wore every day. Rabbi Moshe Kohen, you're going to be wearing this the same day very soon, and we're going to make you do everything there. Kohen Gadol, Trumat Adeshen, everything. No, soon, very soon. So you're going to dress up specifically, and you're going to have an intention. I'm getting dressed up because I want to do this filthy job. The most filthiest job probably in the Beit HaMikdash now is going to be removing the ashes. It's a mitzvah d'oraita for Kohen to get dressed specifically for that purpose. See what's going on here? As we already told before, להגדיל כבוד הבית, להדרו, the constant of beautification and make it more chashivut, more important. Constantly with all our might. As we explained already. V'noi hu lemizbeach, and it's beautifying the mizbeach. Lepanot adeshen, to remove the old ashes. Mimakom shera'u le'adlik bo ha'esh. That's the same place where we're going to be lighting the fire. V'ot sha'esh dolek yafek she'en tachtav deshen. And also the fire apparently.
I like barbecue.
What?
Maybe because of that I like barbecue.
Because you're a Kohen, that's without a question. But everybody likes barbecues. That's not a chidush. Okay, we'll get to that. Maybe it's not because of that. It's anyway. We'll get there. Medinei mitzvah. So therefore, the rabbis taught us. Mashamru zechrotam lebracha, as our sages taught us in Masechta Yuma, Daf Chav Gimel, on 23rd page, Amud Bet. Shaharamat adeshen hi avodah me'avodat haKohanim. The removing of the ashes is a service of the Kohanim. ובגדי הכהונה שהיו תורמים בהן הדשן היו פחותים מן הכלים שממשמש בהן שאר עבודות. Okay, however, says this clothes that they were worn, however, the rabbi says they were a little bit less of a value. Right? If you had, for instance, very high silk or whatever, the cotton, so maybe there was already a little bit diminished, a little bit less of a value of the cloth for that purpose. It says over there in pasuk Dalet, "Upashat et begadav v'lavash begadim acharim." So it looks like every time that they did a certain job, that specifically relating the job to the ashes, they would change the clothing to perform the other work, the other tasks in the village. However, it's talking about the reason why he was changing clothes. It's because he was going outside of the machaneh, right? Outside of the encampment. So there, obviously, they had some restrictions what kind of clothes they're allowed to wear outside of the Beit HaMikdash. בכל מקום, גם בתרומת הדשן, דהיינו, כשמסלק אותו מעל המזבח, ומורידה לרצפה של עץ על המזבח, יש לנו ללמוד גם כן שאין ראוי לעשות אותה מלאכה באותן בגדים שהוא משמש. Again, so he said the specific clothes that they were using for that. And obviously, because of technical reasons, you cannot use the same clothing of bringing korbanot. You're talking about ashes. They splash. They bounce around. It's going to be dirty and everything else. יש לנו ללמוד גם כן, שאין ראוי לעשות אותה המלאכה באותן הבגדים שהוא משמש. ונאמר בזה, על דרך משל, בגדים שבישל בהן Dira l'rabo, alim zog bahen kos l'rabo. Obviously, it's understandable. If a person is cooking with certain time, thing I forgot about you, huh? Right here, right next to me. Come. So it's the rules, right? If either you sit in the back, nobody sees you, or because you already took everybody took your seat, you're gonna sit right next to me. Anyway, no, the camera is not looking that way. Anyway, you'll be fine. Okay. It's Baruch Hashem over here. Everybody's afraid to be on the camera. Who wants to be seen next to me? That's true. somebody heard some. I said something. They didn't like it. I'm not a PC person. What can I do? So they saw somebody passing by. They told that person, "How dare you sit next to this rabbi?" No worry. Okay, you're not in the camera. Anyway, you can sit there. Thank you. Okay, so now, same thing. The rabbi says, obviously, if you're a cook, you're not going to cook in the kitchen and make all the mess and balagan, and now you're a waiter serving your king. How are you going to look like? So the Kohanim obviously changed the clothes. So the question is, when do you start fulfilling this mitzvah? The Kohanim used to do it right after Amot HaShachar. Okay, however, it's some however, on the holidays, they would do it, which is the third chelek of the night, and do it before, I guess. The Yom Kippur, because of the, I guess, elevation of the day, right after the Chatzot. So now I'm telling you people, all of you should daven very strongly to Hashem that there's a big goral apparently, we have a big raffle. So the Kohanim are all going to be hastened to take it. All of you should be davening that Rabbi Moshe HaKohen is going to be the Zocheh, the first one. And I tell you why. No, only one condition. If you daven and he gets it. If you daven and he gets it, Hashem will tell him, by the way, Chaim daven for you. Avram Sofer daven.
But he sit next to me.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. First you have to daven for him to win. Once he wins, then he is gonna us Hakarat Tov. Then when we're gonna be bringing Hatraot, we're gonna bring all the Hashemot. Then protects it. We're gonna get the first ones.
Annuities.
Here, look at this. והיו אומרים לו האחיו הכהנים, יזהר שמא, תיגע בכלי עד שתקדש ידיך ורגליך. So again, they're telling him to be very hastened in all the mitzvot. Over here specifically, they tell him don't touch. Be very careful, don't touch. So again, obviously they have to wash their hands, the avodah, before every avodah they have a kior. They wash their hands and their feet at the same time. That's a big practice. Rabbi Moshe, I hope you're ready. Then after he purifies his hands and his legs, he takes the, what is the name? The machta is like it means a frying pan, but over there it was like some kind of utensil that was made, obviously to shel kesef. Haitai was made out of silver. That material, that specific utensil. Netuna b'mekzaod ben kavesh lemizbeach. Right, it was given between the kevesh, between the ram and the mizbeach. במערכו של כבש, ונוטל את המחתה ועולה לראש המזבח, ופונה את הגהלים ההלך ואילך. Alright, this is talking about now that also they had apparently, I made a mistake, I thought it was only the mizbech HaMazav. No, it's actually the mizbech, the big mizbech also. So this kli was designed before the mizbech, and it was placed, I guess the mizbech, you have the ramp, so it's probably placed in the bottom portion, right, between the two, right? So the Kohen used to take it, and then he would go up the ramp. So he has to collect all the, what's his name? We're talking about a lot of ashes. You know, people, I burn chametz before Pesach. I have this custom usually, I don't know, this year, you'll see. It will be announced. I have a whole big spiel. The whole kilo. Everybody's coming to me. I'm a small guy. I take, what's his name? I took a wheelbarrow. Yeah. Smear it with cement inside. Right? Specifically to make cement inside. If you don't, it's going to burn the wood through and then we burn there for 4, 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes. Just chametz. One day, you know how much, let's say start 7 o'clock, we go all the way through 12:30, whatever it is. 8 o'clock we start, whatever. Well, we're burning, minimum, I think a little bit over 5 hours, whatever it is. Okay, so we burn constantly, we brought wood. We take our wheelbarrows, that's so big. And then it takes us about 2 bags, huge black bags to clear out. Right, so then I have a worker myself. It used to be sometimes when I was traveling away, I had a worker. So I said to myself, you're talking about hours or hours of burning chametz with wood, and you're talking about
What do you do with the ashes?
put it in the garbage bag and take it to the garbage can. What's the big deal? Put it in the garbage container and they take it away. Over here, I don't know how Hollywood is, but in New York, no, that's for the wood. The chatzot is not because of mitzvah. Chatzot it says to bring down the edges. Where your tefillin is to be burned.
You keep it from
No, this I just made themselves. Every Shabbat I light with a big, with this big matches, like this fat matches, huge. That gives you a lot of ashes. So Motzei Shabbat I light with it, and I prepare ashes, whatever it is. Anyway, but it's lasts forever. This ashes looks like. Anyway, the Rabbi Aaron is revealing all the secrets. It's not a secret. 5 o'clock, everybody should be here. We're doing Tikkun Chatzot.
Yesterday in Benish Chai we studying the Tikkun Chatzot. I announced it 3 or 4 times. 5 o'clock, everybody need to be here.
Yeah. Which Chacham said? Who said?
Benish Chai.
Yeah.
In the parashat of yesterday, talk about only Tikkun Chatzot.
Yeah, very important. Out of the world. Tikkun Chatzot is. I'm telling you, it's more important than Slichot.
Yeah.
More important than Slichot. People wake up with Slichot.
Priority between Selichot.
Yeah, it says in the Sefer, if you have a choice between Slichot or Chatzot, do Chatzot, don't do Slichot. Ad kedei kach. People are rushing Slichot. What about Tikkun Chatzot? You're saying Hashem in suffering, Hashem is in Galut, Shechinato beGalut, and we're burning. Okay, so now, let's just quickly go to the end of it. The mitzvah of Abramat Adeshin, removing all the ashes, it's obviously in the Beit HaMikdash, and it's for the for the Kohanim, right? And now, ve'over alea ve'lo hesira kemitzvota, b'tel asechas shalom, a Kohen with I don't know how he would do it. Probably the Kohanim will kill him. Imagine yourself, a Kohen got the goral, and now he's auctioning it off. Who wants to buy this chut? Maybe they did that, but who knows? But now he decides, I'm not going to give anybody to do it. Since it's my goral, everybody has to wait. When they give him a warning, hello, mister, you have to do it. If he doesn't want to do it, I guess he's going to be chayav. I don't know. I guess the avodah will go on without him. Will another Kohen will take over? I guess not. I mean, they have rules. The goral means he's the one. That's why people don't understand why we give Hazako Baruch, the person who goes up on the Torah, the person who opens out the Heichal, the person who brings down the Sefer Torah. People don't understand that the whole point is without him, it's not going to happen. The person who, let's say, bought the Aliyah, bought this or that, he has the rights to it, and literally speaking, if anybody's me'akev him, it's going to be chayav on Gezel or whatever it is. He has the.
I have a different story about it.
Yeah, he has the opportunity right now, Rahman al-Islam, to hold back the whole minyan, to destroy everything. He is in his power. So
potentially he can.
Potentially he could destroy everything because now he has the rights. You sold him the rights. You want to be over a Gezel and some no b'ni'imut. Oh, mister, to go up there. I don't want to go up. I'm waiting for my wife. You have such things. There, right? Guys, I'm waiting for my Torah Tzibur. He may be over Isur of Torah Tzibur. Does the rabbi have a right to tell him, shut up and we're gonna get somebody else here? Right? Can the rabbi say that? That's a big question. And if the rabbi is over Isur of Gezel, could be.
Once you sell it, that's it.
That's it. Once you sold the rights, you sold the rights. That's why once I was in the shul over here, there was no Levi. There was no Levi. So the Gabbai starts selling Aliyah Levi. Everybody knows there's no Levi. I said it's Asur Legamre. No, the rabbi says we have to sell the Levi here. I was there as a substitute. Obviously, on the they threw me out of there because I told them there's no such a thing. Never happens again. Also, the bar mitzvah boy. In my life, I never saw such a thing. A bar mitzvah boy is prepared Aliyat Hamishi. Aliyat Hamishi. This was this boy never came to shul, never will come to shul. Who knows what? But he came to shul now. He did Aliyat Hamishi, prepared it. He's ready to read it. And the Gabbai gets up. Oh, we're selling Aliyat Hamishi. I said, what are you talking about? You're not selling Aliyat Hamishi. No, the rabbi said we sell everything here. I said, I don't care what you say, what your rabbi says. When I'm here, you're not selling anything. I said, very simple. What does that mean? You're going to sell Aliyah Hamishi. So somebody buys it, right? First of all, it's an avla because you want the father now to pay you thousands of dollars because obviously he's going to have to pay any price you want. That's first of all. That's the first avira. Second avira, let's say somebody who will outbid the father. No, he will give it to the boy. No, I said, who said? Who said he's going to do it? Same thing. Levi. You know that Levi is not going to. somebody's going to buy the Aliyat Levi. I said, you sold the Kohen already. It's Kohen's. There's a Kohen, there's no Levi. I said, you can't sell Levi. I don't care what you say. Yeah, halachically mutar. Hello, you're going to go into trouble now. Who's going to get the aliyah? Who's going to get the mitzvah? How do I know the guy's going to be makpid? Then the guy will
The Kohen is going
to get the aliyah, but they want to decide Levi because they need to raise money. So they're going to sell Levi now, and the person who's going to buy it hopefully will honor the Levi. I said, how about, what if that person who bought the aliyah Levi wants to honor another Kohen? You people normal? It's not a business over here. This is Torah and there's laws. If there's a Kohen, one Kohen buy it. We went to Rabbanim over here in the neighborhood. Everybody who says Avram Sofer is wrong. Chalas, Bezat Hashem, where I am, it's not going to happen. Do whatever you want somewhere else.
Some places they make the Kohen leave the room so they can.
No, that I don't mind. But once you sold the Kohen,
why is that not wrong?
not a problem. Okay, because we have such thing called Mechilat Kohanim. You could ask the Kohanim to leave. If they say Mocher, they Mocher. A Kohen?
To go look for a Levi.
Yeah.
No,
That's
no,
Ashkenazi style right there. That's coming from the Ashkenazi Torah for sure. Mister, go look for a Levi. Come back to us when you find him.
יש כאלה שיגידו לך שאסור להגיד להם, לכהן להגיד לו, אתה יכול למכור? אסור גם את זה לעשות.
יש ויש. יש ויש, אנחנו לא סוברים כמוהו. Obviously, everybody understands why Cohen is upset. Guys, make sure not to make the Cohen
Let's
upset.
say if he says no, it makes him look bad. So it's
What?
not right. If he says no, I'm not mochel, it makes him look.
Okay, you do it privately. Gabbai comes to him quietly and says, listen.
They want to sell the aliyot or
Yeah.
whatever.
asked me to,
They go in, they're going to sell only one, the shlishi. If they go and go out,
So I went
they can sell
outside.
rishon, sheni, shlishi.
זה אסור.
It's a, yes, I don't like it. It's not a
Otherwise,
soul.
accepted.
It's
How they ask you to leave.
yeah.
That's
And I guess, obviously, listen, everybody wants to be friendly. Over here right now, you have a whole family, balagan, the whole spiel. Obviously, I don't allow it. I don't like it. I was always fighting with it. But halacha is okay. What are you gonna do? But the mechirot, that I'm gonna stand tough on. How dare you? You saw the Kohen already. There's no Levi. Kohen gets both. Finish. Case closed. I don't care the rules. The person is gonna buy the Levi and is gonna honor the Kohen anyway. He wants to have this good. Please don't play games. This is too much games already. Anyway, so we just wanted to say this Kohen, he got the Goral. He won the raffle to take out the ashes, and now he says I don't want to do it. What do you do with him? With the hatra'ah, it's no, has shalom, bitel aseh. Tavira, avera, that he's going to get the shamayim, a punishment, a grave one.
Nice, bitel aseh.
Bitel aseh, that's he doesn't get lashed. But it's a grave sin. Now, very important next mitzvah, and it's a beautiful elevated mitzvah.
Which one?
Mitzvah
Number?
132. Mitzvah hadlakat esh ala mizbeach.
Every day.
Bechol yom. Wow. This is a beautiful mitzvah, and we're going to go into now Bnei Aaron, what happened there, and everything. Very nicely. And it's actually talking about us. We are the mizbeach, right? We're talking about when you're eating when you're eating food. It's like you're on mizbeach. You're sitting by the table. Your table is on mizbeach, and nobody's allowed to sit in it. The children be very careful and should not be standing. And then sometimes children go up and they're playing around at the table. Hello, halas, not on the table. Huh?
Funny thing is, the Kohanim used to go up on the mizbeach.
No, on the mizbeach, on the ramp. You're saying, but would they stand where the fire is? I don't know. There's
How
designated
would they
certain
get
areas.
to the other corner?
But again, they wouldn't go around.
There was a thing on the mizbeach, like the walkway.
Yeah.
So the kids.
You're saying very good thing. He's pointing out that the mizbech, where the fire was lit on, right? But again, what was the main nikudah of mizbech? The main aspect of the avodah is the throwing the blood. That was the main thing.
And also the nesek.
Right. But again, nesek and also where was that all going? Nobody's walking there. Right, the walls of the
on
mizbeach.
the corner of the mizbeach,
Right,
they
you cannot
come.
walk over there.
You walk there to get
No.
to the corner.
No, the shpicha was from the floor. No.
It was, but then when you go up, you pour
The
the
bottom line,
yain.
here's the
You pour
mizbeach.
the yain in the corner.
Right, and it would go through here onto the wall.
But you have to get to the corner. How do you get there? You go
No, you're still talking about the ramp.
No,
I'm talking
no.
about what are you talking about?
the square, right?
Yeah.
The ramp is over here. You go up and you walk around
Yeah.
up to this corner.
So you're still talking about the top part. I'm not talking about the top part. The most important part of the mizbeach is
The wall.
the corners, the walls itself.
Ah,
That's where the zrika of everything happens. All the damim, right? And nobody's walking there. So that's more, I guess, more holy.
the animal is the main part, no? The top.
No, I would say this is the main part.
Oh, the
Zrika the
sides?
dam. Zrika the dam is the main part.
So why do we say kids can't walk on the table?
No. So you're saying why can't the children? Beautiful question. If the Kohanim were walking, like, first, obviously it's obvious already why, right? Because the Kohanim were walking b'kedusha b'tahora, and they were walking toe to ankle, toe to ankle, toe to ankle, right? Right, toe to ankle, it's called, yeah, right, toe to heel, right? They were walking very carefully with a lot of kavod. And again, asking why can the child play around walking on the table? I mean, it's, you need my explanation?
No, just
No,
more of
okay.
a joke. But,
No, but it makes sense. When Kohanim were
compare
walking
it-
on the
they
ram,
compare it to
they were
the
walking on the
Mizbeach.
Mizbeach. So, but maybe, no, I could tell you better than that. Better than that. The Mizbeach Hazav. So we're going to compare it to that Mizbeach. Are you satisfied now? Mizbeach Hazav, the golden Mizbeach, nobody walked on it. No, first of all, it's too small. You cannot climb on it. You cannot even put. The animal we spoke a few days here. The incense, right? So that was more holy. So Mistama will compare it to that. If that makes you happy.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Ready? Now, the mitzvah 132 is to light fire on the mizbech constantly. להעביר אש על המזבח בכל יום תמיד. שנאמר, as it says in the pasuk, in פרק ו', פרק 6, pasuk 6, אש תמיד תוקל על המזבח, right? And the fire has to be lit constantly. ובא הפירוש של תמיד. So right, before we're going to go here, I'm going to give you one pirush because maybe it's going to get a little bit more carried out away with here. But Esh, one of the main aspects of a person, Chas v'Shalom, has the thought, a bad thought coming to him. The Gemara says clearly, don't be fools, don't fool yourself. No such a thing. Tanaim had a problem of controlling their mind. Okay, so you could see from here that it's a severity, and it's a common thing. People think about bad things. People think bad things that they saw one time. The Eitzara always puts it into our mind. So how do you remove it? How do you protect yourself? You say this pasuk. אש תמיד תוקד על המזבח, לא תרבה. אש תמיד תוקד על המזבח, לא תרבה. First of all, it's going to remind you of all the fires also in the Gehinnom. But anyway, it's going to purify your soul and it's going to remove any evil thought. Nestama, yeah. Anyway, so continue. Excuse me, there's only one person here talking unless I come to you. Shlomo, one second. I'm coming to you soon. You want to talk, say something? Okay. כלומר, להשים בו עצים בבוקר ובין הערביים. There is obligation to put on wood planks under the mizbeach in the morning and at night, right? ובביור, אמרו זיכרונם לברכה, as our sages told us in מסכת יומא, 21st page, עמוד ב', אף על פי שהאש יורד מן השמיים, מצווה להביא מן ההדיוט. Even though there was a special miracle, obviously happening only in the first Beit HaMikdash. In the first Beit HaMikdash, there was a special miracle. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent down the fire every day, even though there was a mitzvah for a Kohen to light the fire. So you don't ask yourself, what is this? Anyway, there's an obligation to do korban, right? You have to burn the evarim, all the aspects of the slaughtered animal. So obviously you had fire there. How else are you going to burn it? So why the ubelo esh yefshar? You can't burn this all the korbanot without fire. Ki mitzvah zu b'fnei atzma hi. Even though the Torah told you, still give you additional mitzvah and additional reward to go light up a fire. Ki milvad esh atzarich lekorban hayu bo'arim esh b'mizbeach lemitzvah zu. So there were 3 fires all around on the mizbeach. There was another fire that was fire for the korbanot, and this was a special fire that was in the middle of the mizbeach just for burning the fire. As you see over there, I guess in Yoma, also some in Masechet Yoma, 45th page.
If they don't have any korban to do it for any reason,
Right.
the fire need to be on.
Oh, that's
anyway.
right. Shalosh ma'arachot shel esh min haketuvim. There are 3 types of fire.
When they blind.
There's 3 types of fire on the mizbeach itself. Let's pay attention here. We're going to talk about everything. Okay. כמו שכתבו בדינים של מצווה זו, there's a lot of laws in reference to this, as we'll see that there's 3 different types, and the Gemara tells us 3 types of fires that are on this mizbeach. Again, we're talking about mizbeach, not a small thing. It was 32 feet tall by itself, within itself. So you obviously understand, it was 60 feet going up the ramp. Okay, it was not a small structure at all. So you had all the different corners, whatever had to be done. משורשי המצווה, הקדמה ידוע הדבר בעינינו, ואצל כל חכם כי ניסים גדולים אשר יעשה האל אל בני אדם בטובו ובטובו הגדול לעולם יעשם דרך סתר. Obviously, the foundation of this mitzvah is very simple. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't like to do anything in miracles openly. Everything is done derech hateva. Everything done through naturality. And it's done through נסתרים. נראים העניינים נעשים קצת כאילו הם מדרכי הטבע. ממש. And it always looks like HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing everything like it's done naturally. Like ממש או בקרוב לטבע, or something that's close to טבע. כי גם, look at קריאת ים סוף, the rabbi says, שהיה נס מפורסם. It was the most great miracle of Yam Suf. However, what's this whole discussion about it? Take a look in the Pasukim over there. Very strange. Right, it says over there, "Vayolech Hashem et hayam beruach kadim," and Hashem brought the wind from the what's his name, from the east. Azai, was so strong the wind. Kol halayla v'yasem et hayam lechorba, and Hashem split the Yam oceans into channels. And everything was split. Why? You need that? Hashem needs a wind to make that. Hello, split, boom, everything's open. Right? No, and Hashem is describing it. The Torah writes psukim, so many psukim to describe us how the Yam was split. Why? Why Hashem needs that? So He tells you, וישכילים יבינו כי עניין סתר זה למעלת האדון ושפלות המקבל. Right? That it's obviously understandable. HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves to make it seem like it's natural. Everything in the world is natural, but in reality, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is running everything. ומזה העניין ציוונו.
He itself is the nature.
What?
He is the nature. You need to understand his way.
Yeah. That's obviously. You're telling me. So I have Baruch Hashem here in Florida. I have the question is on Shabbat. Like, Shabbat morning, after between Shaharit and Musaf, right? I snack a little bit, to make it Lichovat Shabbat Kodesh. So I used to in New York. I used to have what's special? You buy cheesecake without bread, without any dough, whatever. You just eat something sweet nicely with my wife and everything. So now Baruch Hashem I'm here. I go to the store. There's so many different things. Yeah, there's beautiful fruit. So now no more cheesecake. That's so healthy for me. So even though today we learn in the morning, it's not a good thing to do ta'aniyot, to do all this fast for diet and chas v'shalom. So obviously, so you take it as special fruit. Here you have so many different things. So you take a fruit. So yesterday I ate something. You have to be looking at Hashem. Kadosh Baruch created. I was looking yesterday. I was analyzing a leech. Yesterday, as I was eating the leech, I bought. Baruch Hashem was not so expensive, $9 a pound. So whatever, I bought like 10 pieces for on the Shabbat. So I was analyzing it. So beautiful. You take a look, open the leech. There's a few layers, right? There's the outside layer. Then there's a pink layer. And then, how does it grow? It's amazing, right? That Kadosh Baruch Hu makes a little like a pit. It's nothing there. The pit. What grows first? You'd be amazed. And I realized yesterday the white part grows first, and then grows the pit. Amazing. So how did I realize that? So you have a little pit inside. You hear? Thank you. You have a little pit inside, and it develops this leech right around it, all outside. So the pit first, a little small pit, and then from it grows the big thing, and then the pit itself grows. You see the pit is so big in the end, but you see HaKadosh Baruch Hu is natural. It's not natural. Hashem is commanding it. How long? He commands each leech, how big it's going to be, how wide it's going to be, how thick it's going to be, how much flavor he's going to give. Everything is decided. I mean, what's going on here? Nature. He's saying Hashem is natural. Hashem is running everything, obviously. But again, we have tendencies of thinking that everything is we do everything on our own. It's not true. Everything is Hashem's.
Put the rules in the DNA of the plant.
No. Has v'shalom to say that.
Determines.
Has v'shalom to say that. This is doctors talking. Everybody should know that's a doctor. No, not true. Not true. Very simple.
Why can't you say?
I can tell you one second. Let me prove you it's not true. That if it was true that every DNA was supposed to be like that, how come I don't look like you right now? How come I'm a little bit taller than you, and you're a little bit shorter than the next guy is taller than you, shorter? Why? No. But again, how is it so? So one second.
Of course it's different.
But just why? We all came from one person.
The DNA is dynamic.
But again, we all came. Why is it changing?
That's the way he created it.
But why? Again, so you're saying like
that
that.
we could adapt.
So 1 second. So we could adapt.
Maybe you live in a colder place. You need to be.
No. Well, your children. You look at your children. Are you all children look like you? Somewhat, little bit. That's it. Yeah, but not.
Of course not, because you have a partner, a mate.
Oh, good. But let's say even with your
DNA
partner,
mixes.
even though the DNA mixes, right? But Hashem determines. Nothing else determines.
Yeah, Hashem determines
That
the
sometimes
mix,
you
the
have
mix.
two parents are little chachkas, and the children are
Of
agudjudas.
course.
Sometimes you have parents are big, muscular. My wife, for instance, me and my wife, Baruch Hashem, were built. Our children, she had a baby. The biggest baby she had was 7 pounds.
Because Hashem is the third partner in the birth.
They're gonna grow after.
They're much bigger than my wife already. But I'm just saying.
Hashem is the third partner in creating your child.
Good. So he decides, not DNA decides. It's a false idea that everything is predetermined and it goes offsprings. Hakadosh Baruch Hu says, okay, stop growing. So a person, boom, stops at 5 feet. Okay, continue growing, 7 feet. Oh, everything is different. Hakadosh Baruch Hu is in charge of everything and every detail. And this is what we're talking about. We're gonna
So why did he create DNA? Why didn't he create?
DNA is okay.
Okay,
Who managed
DNA
the
is
Hashem
it's not a
himself.
problem.
What is
It's
the problem?
you're determining through thinking via DNA. That's the whole point. The whole point is for doctors to be thinking. This is the aspect. And even that, whatever they say, it's false, because we'll see. Everybody has a different fingerprint, right? Why? Oh, that's how far it has to go.
Yeah, the DNA.
That how far?
is crazy.
Nobody understands. What? So
The
far?
DNA is so deep.
It's so far, but you have to understand that Hashem is in
There's
charge of it.
trillions and trillions of little.
Yeah, molecules and the whole beautiful thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can't fathom in. The Gemara says in Mesach Tanit, "En heker letmunato." We will never understand Hashem. But let's just finish up this mitzvah because we're taking a little bit longer. So the beautiful part I'm just going to say outside the beautiful things over here, that the fire that we are talking about is every individual has the fire within them. And every individual has to be very careful, the rabbi says over here, that if you put, like any aspect, if you put too much fire, and let's say you're making, you want to wield a sword, right? A sword has to have the metal certain amount of temperature, right? If you put too much temperature, it's gonna melt. What's gonna be? Oh, but if you put too little temperature, you can't make it out of the sword. So you have to make it specific fire temperature so you could wield it and you could make it into a beautiful shiny sword or a knife. Everything in this life. The same thing, a human being. If he puts too much fire into himself, Rahman al-Islam, he'll burn out. But if he puts too little fire, then he's gonna, Rahman al-Islam, not be anything. As they say, that Hazal teaches that a family, a father, if you want to have warm children, be very hot. If the father is warm, children will be cold. Rahman al-Islam. The Torah is you gotta be boiling. You gotta be boiling. If you want your children to go and to become a little bit warm, to have Yiddishkeit, to come to shul every day, it's a big task. Not today is Rahman al-Islam. People don't understand. It's like the rabbi also says, "What do you want from your children?" Rabbi Gahaimu. What does it say? What do you want from your children? They have everything today. They're gonna come to shul to daven. They have everything today. So what I told my children, I told my wife. Right. So I told.
Doesn't mean ba'aya. They have everything.
So I told my wife, put it off. I said, "At kan odaya." He asks something. Tell him go down to Hashem. Go get it yourself. When Noegid was man abayit bezachrei kiuna. This mitzvah of lighting of fires with the Bezrat Hashem, Rabbi Moshe HaKohen, please make a bracha down before you leave. Bezrat Hashem is going to be working in the Miraj. V'im lo hevi'iro HaKohanim b'ma'aracha shloshit b'mizbeach bitlu mitzvat aseh zeh. If the Kohanim don't light special third fire, special third location, just for fire, which is not used for anything else, just for the saying that this is a fire that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made us, Chas v'shalom, the Kohanim will be bitel mitzvat aseh 132.
Is that what we get? The mitzvah near Tamid?
Yes, looks like it. Now, gentlemen, please. Chaim, just one second. Moshe, if you don't mind. Let's say thank you to our ladies that Bezrat Hashem helping us out, assisting us to come to learn and daven on time and to have time to stay. And now we're going to go to eat breakfast. Our wives take care of everything. Bezrat Hashem. Have a wonderful day. Make a lot of money without any headache.
Amen.